This is Rummy's Corner. Sugar Ray Leonard got his first opportunity to fight for a major world title on November 30th, 1979, when he challenged WBC welterweight champion Wilfred Benitez. This one was a tactical chess match of elite-level boxing at its finest. Leonard dropped Benitez with a quick snappy left late in round 3. The tactical chess match resumed with a lot of feinting and maneuvering for position. With both smooth operators studiously searching for openings, there were also a lot of heated explosive exchanges. In the 15th and final round, the two boxers traded furiously. With just 30 seconds left in the round, Leonard dropped Benitez. The champion rose and battled on, but Leonard moved in for the finish and referee Carlos Padilla stopped the fight. It was a 15th round technical knockout, and Sugar Ray Leonard had just become the new WBC welterweight champion. Leonard made the first defense of his WBC title on March 31st, 1980, when he faced challenger Dave Boy Green. Leonard was patient and measured with his approach, and Green was having difficulty coping with Ray's speed and athleticism. In round 4, Sugar Ray unloaded a 4-punch combination that was punctuated by a mean left hook. Green was down, and he would not be beating the count. The fight was over. It was a 4th round knockout for Leonard. On June 20th, 1980, Leonard made the second defense of his WBC title when he went up against former longtime lightweight champion Roberto Duran. This one was an absolute showcase of tactical infighting prowess from both combatants. It was a grueling war of attrition, and both boxers were frequently engaged in furious exchanges. Duran was dictating the terms of the fight, and Leonard was perfectly willing to fight Roberto on his own terms. But this wasn't something that was typically working out in Ray's favor. At the conclusion of 15 rounds of high-tempo action, Duran was awarded a unanimous decision victory with scores of 146 to 144, 145 to 144, and 148 to 147. Roberto Duran had just become the new WBC welterweight champion. Leonard had an immediate rematch with Duran on November 25th, 1980. This time around, Leonard was using more lateral movement and utilizing more ring space. Leonard was dancing around, and he was effectively able to stick and move while keeping things on the outside. Leonard was the one dictating the terms of the rematch, and Duran was having a difficult time closing the distance. In round 8, a frustrated Duran informed referee Octavio Mayrin that he did not wish to continue. The fight was over, and Sugar Ray Leonard had just reclaimed the WBC welterweight championship, making him a 2-time welterweight champion. Leonard made the first defense in his second reign as welterweight champion when he squared off against challenger Larry Bonds on March 28, 1981. Leonard played the role of the aggressor against his southpaw challenger, and he was in control of the action. Leonard dropped Bonds in round 4 and once again in round 10. Bonds made it to his feet and tried battling on, but Ray's follow-up attack prompted referee Arthur McCanty to wave it off. It was a 10th round technical knockout for Leonard. On June 25th, 1981, Leonard moved up to 154, where he challenged undefeated WBA junior middleweight champion Ayub Kalouli. Leonard took command of the action early on, but Kalouli started coming on a bit stronger during the middle portions of the scheduled 15-rounder. With just seconds remaining in round 9, Leonard unleashed a monster assault that sent Kalouli down. Kalouli made it to his feet, but referee Carlos Berrocal didn't like what he saw, and he waved it off. It was a 9th round technical knockout, and Sugar Ray Leonard had just become the new WBA junior middleweight world champion, marking him as a 2-division world champion. Leonard moved back down to 147 when he made the second defense of his WBC welterweight title on September 16, 1981, when he squared off against WBA welterweight champion Thomas Hearns. This was a unification bout for the undisputed welterweight championship. Early in the contest, Hearns was patiently pressing forward behind a piston-like jab, and Leonard was using movement to try and create angles. But Leonard was having difficulty dealing with the long-range jab of the Motor City Cobra. Leonard broke through in round 6 and he rocked Hearns with a left hook. The momentum had shifted in Leonard's favor, and over the next few rounds, the earlier trend in the fight had been completely reversed. Now it was Leonard doing the stalking, and Hearns bouncing around and using movement to stay out of reach. Hearns re-seized command of the momentum during the later rounds, but in round 13, Leonard came on strong and he dropped Hearns. The hitman bravely battled on, but in the 14th round, a relentless barrage from Ray prompted referee Davey Pearl to call it off. It was a 14th round technical knockout, and Sugar Ray Leonard had just become the new, undisputed WBC, WBA welterweight champion of the world. Leonard made the third defense of his welterweight championship on February 15, 1982, when he faced challenger Bruce Finch. Leonard dropped Finch with a booming right hand in round 2. Finch beat the count and Leonard soon had him down again. Finch survived the rest of the round, but in the third round, Leonard knocked him down yet again. Finch again beat the count, but referee Mills Lane waved it off. It was a third-round technical knockout for Sugar Ray Leonard in what ultimately turned out to be his third and final defense of his welterweight championship. Leonard's next championship bout happened on April 6, 1987, when he challenged middleweight world champion Marvelous Marvin Hagler. This was a tactical matchup, and Leonard got off to a fast start as he was looking to patiently score from the outside. Hagler started fighting more effectively during the middle portions of the contest when he was doing a much better job closing the distance. Things remained close and competitive during the later portions of the fight, where each boxer was having his moments. At the conclusion of round 12, both boxers optimistically raised their hands in triumph. When the final verdict was announced, it was a split decision where one judge scored it 115 to 113 for Hagler, overruled by the other two judges who both had it for Leonard, 115 to 113 and 118 to 110. Sugar Ray Leonard had just become the new WBC middleweight world champion, which provided Ray with the distinction of being a three-division world champion. On November 7, 1988, Leonard moved up and challenged WBC light heavyweight champion Donnie Lalonde. This contest took place at 168 pounds, where the newly formed vacant WBC super middleweight title was on the line along with Lalonde's light heavyweight belt. Lalonde landed a heavy right hand that dropped Leonard in round 4, and Leonard had some difficulty coping with Lalonde's size and awkwardness. In round 9, Lalonde appeared to have Leonard in trouble again, but suddenly Ray started attacking and he dropped Lalonde with a terrific left hook. Lalonde made it to his feet, and cool as an assassin, Leonard soon had him down again, and referee Richard Steele had seen enough. It was a 9th round technical knockout, and Sugar Ray Leonard had just become the new WBC super middleweight and light heavyweight world champion. This made Ray a 5-division world champion. Leonard defended the WBC super middleweight championship on June 12, 1989, when he had a long-awaited rematch against Tommy the Hitman Hearns. The rematch happened 21 pounds north of where they first met nearly 8 years earlier, but it still had a similar flow of tactics. Hearns dropped Leonard with a strong right hand in the 3rd round, and from that point there were a lot of shifts in momentum where each boxer was having spots of success. In round 11, Hearns unloaded a series of well-placed booming right hands that sent Leonard down for the second time in the contest. But Leonard persevered, and he came back strong and was doing better work down the final stretch. At the end of 12 rounds of action, one judge had it 113 to 112 for Hearns, one judge had it 113 to 112 for Leonard, and the final judge had it a draw at 112 apiece. So the contest was officially ruled a draw, and Ray retained his title. Leonard made the second defense of his WBC super middleweight crown on December 7th, 1989, when he had a rubber match against Roberto Duran at a contracted catch weight of 162. Leonard took command of the action early and basically never looked back. Leonard utilized good lateral movement to control the range, and Sugar Ray was able to expertly neutralize Duran throughout most of the 12-round contest. Leonard was awarded a unanimous decision victory with final scores of 116 to 111, 120 to 110, and 119 to 109. Leonard's next championship fight happened on February 9th, 1991, when he challenged WBC junior middleweight champion Terrible Terry Norris. Leonard had a lot of problems dealing with the youth, the skills, and the quickness of Norris. Leonard was dropped by a left hook in round 2, and he was dropped again by a right hand in round 7. Despite being outclassed by his younger foe, Sugar Ray's will remained strong and he made it to the final bell. Norris was awarded a unanimous decision with scores of 116 to 110, 120 to 104, and 119 to 103. For Sugar Ray Leonard, this wound up being the last championship contest during his long and illustrious Hall of Fame career. In conclusion, with regards to championship contests, at welterweight, Leonard had 6 victories and 1 defeat, with all 6 wins coming by way of knockout. At junior middleweight, Leonard had 1 victory and 1 defeat, with the lone victory coming by knockout. At middleweight, Leonard had 1 victory, that by decision. At super middleweight, Leonard had 2 victories, 0 defeats, and a draw, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. And at light heavyweight, Leonard had 1 victory by stoppage. So the final championship record for Sugar Ray Leonard consisted of 13 contests, with 10 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, and 8 victories coming by way of knockout. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.